All right, for network and routing connectivity, I set up a DNS and DHCP server. DHCP is what will give your machine connecting to the network an IP address. Usually they're kind of pseudo-random, but if a machine is logged into the network before, the DHCP will try to give the machine or a previous MAC address that is logged in the same IP address it gave it the last time before giving it a new one. Also, you can set up static IPs to log into as well so that certain services always have the same thing. DNS is what will translate the name into an IP address. Just like you may not know the IP address for Google, your computer doesn't know it either, but it has to have a place to look in order to find that. Generally, you're given your DHCP through your router and your DNS through your ISP. But if you have a network, or especially a large one, oftentimes it's a lot easier for you to have DHCP in different areas and in different subnets in order to issue IPs for quicker routing. And it's also beneficial to have DNS so that you can connect to certain services via their name rather than their IP address. I'm going to go ahead and show you an example of each. So this VM that's over here, this guy right here, it's an Ubuntu VM. You can see the name that's logged in is the machine name for this. It's the local host, or the host in this instance, and it's on the myproject.com domain. So what it's done is it's actually asked the DHCP and DNS server, hey, I'm logging in for the first time, and you can see this is just a moment ago as it booted up. It says, hey, I'm logging in, can you give me an IP address? And it says, sure, great. We see from your MAC address, this guy right here, that you were given this IP address last time. We're going to go ahead and give you that again, and it's on your port Ethernet 0. So we can verify that this has come up over here. If we do what IP address for Ubuntu, IP address, and yep, it sure says it. 192.168.122.186 is the one that it gave it, and we can also verify that it's based on the MAC address that it had too, which is that same MAC address that's right there. So we see that it gave it that information. Something else that it does for this is the DNS. What connecting to the DHCP server will actually route to the DNS from how it's set up. So for things on the network that have been put into the DNS services, we can find them. So if we want to ping something that's on the network, like ping one of the things is spacewalk server. It's the spacewalk server.myproject.com. Will actually come up. You can see that it's responding because that's something that I've added to the DNS. One of the services that I've not added it to the DNS is this PostgreSQL 1 server here. So let's try to ping that PostgreSQL. So let's go back here. Ping postgresql.myproject.org or .com. And they don't know the host. They don't know where it's at or how to get to it. So we're going to go ahead and actually get that set up. So let's pull up this PostgreSQL. We will find the IP on that. And it is 192.168.122.3. So we're going to go ahead and add the .3 to, and we'll exit this log. And we're going to go into the named file, and we're going to change some of the named services here. So let's find it. Actually, this one's got a quicker route to it, I believe, which isn't really something I wanted to get to, but so there's the service rename. So we want to change these zones here. So the RR zone is the reverse lookup. This will actually go by kind of a reverse IP. So you can see in this file that it's not in there. So what we'll go ahead and do is we will add it. It was .3 on this network, so it is 3, and it is in the PTR, and it is PostgreSQL1 and .myproject.com. So we PostgreSQL1. Let's make sure this is actually what the host name is here, and PostgreSQL1. Let's type host name just to make sure. Host name PostgreSQL1 at myproject.com. Great. So we've got that in there. Let's go ahead and get that saved. So we've got at .3, PostgreSQL1, myproject.com. All right, and that was in the reverse lookup zone. Now we just want the regular zone. All right, we're going to go ahead and get that added in here too. At the end of this .com, you actually have to put a period so it knows where to look. It takes that as a whole and it takes that as a stopping point, so that's something to keep in mind if you ever set one of these up. And so we want to tell it the IP address, which was 192.168.122.3 is what we ended up using for the PostgreSQL. So we want WQ, close out. Now we want to restart the name service, so service named, restart. It'll go ahead and pull it back up, and now we should actually be able to ping out to that from this Ubuntu. Let's see if we can get it going this time. Oh, I'd have PostgreSQL. Let's do 1. There we go. PostgreSQL 1. It will return it now. And if we do a dig, let's see. So dig PostgreSQL 1.myproject.com. All right, we can tell that it actually connected. It went to its local or its local host here, which connects back to the DHCP server in order to look for it. So it looked out of the network and came back, and it fed it back the information. So it's reporting back just the way it should.